congratulations. That's
Thanks.
Pretty exciting.
It's great to be here.
$30 million. So what are you going to do with this money?
Yeah, we're going to buy really nice hoodies.
Good.
Amazing hoodies.
All right.
And then after that,
you're going to go public.
Yeah, in a few years. But we're going to scale the engineering team, the product team. We're going to roll out some new products, and then we're going to expand into some key international markets.
All right, I want to back up. I mean, really back up for a minute and talk about what it is that you guys do. You got 2.3 million people out there with Bitcoin wallets from you guys, blockchain. What are these, and how do they fit in the Bitcoin universe?
So if you really boil down what we do to a very simplistic form, we just build software that makes it easy for consumers and for businesses to interact with the core Bitcoin protocol. So the core Bitcoin protocol is very unwieldy. It's large. It's difficult to interact with. What we do is we build open source software that makes dealing with that protocol very, very friendly.
Okay, so is this kind of like an account? It's like having a bank account? You get
It's not like
Bitcoin
a bank
account?
So a bank takes your money and they hold it for you on your behalf. They do transactions for you. They receive money for you. We don't do that. What we do is provide a software solution that enables you to manage your own funds.
Okay, so how do you, again, we'll back up even further here. If I want to go and buy some Bitcoin right now, would I go to your site or would I go to a Bitcoin exchange? Walk me through that process and where you guys fit in along the way.
So we're a pure software provider, and we're providing a lot of the software that powers some of those end applications, but we don't currently offer any kind of exchange services. So we purely deal in software that enables the Bitcoin economy and enables Bitcoin transactions peer-to-peer. But we don't do any of the kind of exchange transactions.
How'd you get into this?
I heard about Bitcoin from a friend. I was really into statistics and a programming language called Project R.
Is this back in like 08 or 09?
Everybody that's into Bitcoin wishes they'd gotten into Bitcoin sooner.
So what year?
I can remember when Bitcoins started to become worth about $1, so pretty early on. But back then it wasn't immediately obvious that you should accumulate thousands of Bitcoins. And it also didn't have the same kind of community around it. What's truly valuable about Bitcoin is all the developers and all the people that are doing things really interesting with Bitcoin. And so we didn't really get there until about 2 years ago. That's when most of these companies really got some real force behind them. And so really Bitcoin started, in my mind, in a very serious way just a couple of years ago, which is why we have so far to go.
Critics say that one of the real problems with this is that it creates an environment in which crime can thrive because it's anonymous to a certain extent. I mean, you don't see your name flagged all over the Bitcoin. What do you say in response?
I think that crime is always going to be a part of human society. But past that, I think that if you're going to do illicit things with financial instruments, cash is still a far superior way to do it. And you see that just in the numbers.
Yeah, but you can't
Very
move
little's
cash
been done with Bitcoin. A lot's done with cash.
You could move money. I mean, if you're trying to get cash to someone half a world away, that would be pretty hard to do.
That's true, but there's not a lot of use cases along that sense. And one of the things to remember is that Bitcoin's a payment protocol. In order for it to be really useful, you always have to exit into some kind of local currency at some point. And at that point is when it usually becomes possible to track. You look at a lot of criminal cases that have been filed against people that were using Bitcoin, and it doesn't seem like the authorities have a problem prosecuting these cases.
What do you think the future is for regulation in this industry?
I'm not an attorney. We have some great ones. I think that regulation will inevitably be less scary than people sometimes think it will be. I think that regulators, at the end of the day, want to encourage innovation. I think that they want to see jobs stay here in America. And I think I'm just a generally optimistic person.
Well, I mean, you've certainly got some serious backing. I mean, Mark Andreessen backing your competitor, Sir Richard Branson backing you. You've got the venture capitalists that put the first round in at Snapchat backing you. So you got some pretty serious names that have gotten behind Bitcoin as a technology. What is so promising about this technology?
Think about 20 years ago when you wanted to email, so you wanted to get information from somebody. You would send them a letter with a return envelope in it, and then 3 weeks later you might get something back. Today, while you're on the street corner, you can send somebody an email half a world away, and get information back before you even get across the street. That was an amazing revolution in terms of information. And what we're doing with Bitcoin is going to make it possible for you to transfer value for basically for free from here to somebody half a world away in the same amount of time. And that's something that's fundamentally transformative, and I think that's what gets people like Andreessen, like Branson, like Jeremy Liu really excited.
How is that any different, though, than me using a PayPal account and transferring money in dollars?
It would take about 4 or 5 days for the money to clear, and it would be extremely expensive.
And why is Bitcoin so cheap to process?
Because it's peer-to-peer. You and I don't need PayPal in the middle. You and I just do it directly between the two of us.
Well, it's pretty fascinating. We wish you lots of luck. Congrats
Thank you.
again.